As many of you know in this room, I am Jeff Hush, and I'm the founder of Middletown Green. And the entire project started with Rob and I and Rachel, who's sitting in the front row, in a meeting exactly a year ago. And that's when we realized that Wesleyan was closing down the facility and that there was no way forward unless a community-based team came together. So we came together because of the idea that a community center is the heart of the community, as Rob said, and to take that away, we've heard various people claim that their projects can create a community center in that building. It's not the same as what we do, okay? The old Green Street functioned for parents and children of the community to serve not only as an after school, but as a safe place for youth and teenagers, and to claim that feeding people sometimes meals when they happen to be homeless teenagers is not the same thing as what we're talking about. Now, we want to expand the program that Wesleyan had in a very significant way. And in the old program, there was the arts. In the new program, we have health, technology, and the arts. And these three spheres add a great deal to our community. And not only do they add a great deal to our community, but they add a great deal to the reputation of Middletown. We are innovators. All the people you're going to hear speak today are innovators. The Wesleyan faculty members we work with are innovators. I myself am an innovator. So we work to create something new. And if we turn right now to the next slide, we'll see that we have to start small. And when I say small, I mean not just little kids, but you have to spark interest in any individual. And this can happen with a 65-year-old homeless person who discovers a new activity in a center which is innovative and which allows that person to try something new. This is not just about little kids, but if we're talking about the youth in our community, we're talking about sparking interest and then building that into a purpose. So the purpose that a child finds in his or her life is the purpose that drives that child to be productive. And we all know that low-income people in this city and in America right now, and we're talking about 36% of Middletown's residents, have very few opportunities to build themselves up through interests, through training, through skills development. That's what we do. So we build strong identities by building practices and purposes in people, and those build a strong community. So as Rob was saying before, we started with Wesleyan's project, which was there for 14 years, which worked with kids in the arts, but we're building far beyond that. And almost everyone in this room is part of the Middletown Green Community Center. Would people please stand up if they've come here for Middletown Green? Thank you very much. So this is not the three people sitting at this table. You're going to hear from 6 people today. And we've been working on this project for a year. And we've been doing it because we believe the community deserves more than nothing. So we started with the 3 experienced people from the old Green Street, Rob, George Perez, and Cookie Quinones, who's going to speak later. And they know what worked and what didn't work at the old Green Street. So they're our central advisors moving forward. We also know that just working with children is not enough. You have to work with adults. Look at Main Street in Middletown. The adults out there are lost. I talk with those people every day. I live on Grand Street. People come up to me and say, Jeff, help me, do something with me, give us an opportunity. Giving them pharmaceutical drugs and food is not enough. They need other opportunities. This is what we're talking about. Next slide. So, when we're talking about STEM programs, people often talk about STEM programs. We're talking about something different. It's called STEAM, and it adds the arts back into a technology-based program. And there's a very simple reason for that. The arts are what build creativity and innovation. Our economy is based not on repeating the same old coding again and again, but on innovation. So when we build a STEAM program with professors and faculty, and also with staff and students from Wesleyan, and with our people from the technology sphere and corporations, we're building something new that looks towards the future of our economy, not towards the past. The groups of people you see in this room, not only at this table, but throughout this room, have built a number of new institutions in the city over the past year. These are in their infancy, but these institutions will drive the future growth and success of Middletown. We have to remember that Middletown, especially in the North End and Green Street, has been designated an opportunity zone. The idea of an opportunity zone is an incredible opportunity to bring philanthropy and development to the North End, which no one has yet taken any real interest or has expressed any real sense of how to do that. We are the people who will drive this. We've got multiple local partnerships. You've read our 35-page proposal. The people are all in there. Many of them are in this room. We have a very broad racial, ethnic, and age and income dimension, which none of these other groups have. They're limited in very specific ways. We are not limited. We are the whole community. We are aligning our goals specifically with the new superintendent of schools and with Russell Library. Gail Thompson-Allen, who's in the room in the front, is the program director at Russell Library and has been for many years. She's interested in expanding the demographics of who's served in the library. She's reached out to us. She's now one of our board members. So when we look at our board of directors, and we have 17 of them now because we're trying to cover the entire community, we don't want to be just white, rich, middle-class people. We want to cover the spectrum of people in the community. So we've really thought about how we can do that. So we have an extremely wide range of people involved in our project, and we're going to move right now into Banning Eyre, who is a Wesleyan alum that I've known since 1979, who's run an extremely successful program out of Brooklyn for 30 years.